Hey guys, so this is war number 3 for me. Now, to start this war off, we've got a little bit of a story time with the backstory of this fight. Just wanted to say it because just to give some context for this. So we had died 2 times in a row to this fight with Red Hulk. I mean, he's a solid counter for this fight. Definitely not an easy fight, but it's a reasonably good counter. Probably one of the best outside of what I'm about to show you right now. And CGR, who is banned, and then like Kitty with reverse control synergy. Red Hulk's probably like the top option after that. But we've died twice in a row with that. So I was looking through, and I was like, is there a training wheel solution here? Because that's one of the main things in war right now. A lot of the fights are quite easy. So, those medium difficulty fights are where you're going to find a lot of your deaths. So we wanted to find a training wheels counter. My cat's going crazy in the background, sorry about that. So we wanted to find a training wheel counter. And I was looking through the hazard shift ones, and the general hazard shift counters, all of them seemed like they'd get, about the same level of difficulty as Red Hulk for this fight in the first place, so it didn't seem like much of an improvement could be made there. So then, I was just looking through, and I was like, okay, let's go with some of the nuke options, because, I mean, you know me, I take a bunch of hazard shift fights without hazard shift options, so, I've been doing that for a while. So, first thought was Sims Up. We've been doing a lot of that with him, and it sounded okay, but the tricky thing with Knull is he really doesn't gain many buffs, and, to stop Knull's reverse controls, you'd want to throw specials, and Sims Up really doesn't want to be throwing specials outside of his loop for damage, and I was like, okay, that's probably not going to work well unless you get lucky. So then I was looking at, like, okay, maybe it would be possible to do, like, maybe it'd be possible to do Diablo with Kingpin synergy, but then he's banned, so I was like, never mind. So I decided we're going to try Rintrah for this, and it sounded pretty easy after I started thinking about this fight. Because he has an absurd health pool, and he can get full advantage of inequity, and I maxed out Resonate for this fight as well. So, full prep, and we have a read debuff here just to ensure everything is good to go. For the first time we're trying a fight, we want to be super overcautious. And yeah, so then you're going to see how easy this fight is. We found our training wheel solution, Rintrah. He's ridiculous. He has 100k health, max boosted, greater vitality. We have max inequity, max resonate, max willpower, max recovery here. Basically everything to possibly make this fight easier. I believe this defender was running inequity. As you can see, my hits are not doing all that much damage. And that's one of the tricky things with Knull, is that he's particularly tanky because of inequity. But Rintrah, he has really good damage, so I was not too worried about it. And here we get our L2 with 37 ruptures. Now the main thing I was worried about was getting Knull into the corner. With the defensive ability accuracy, you can't parry to corner him, and that was one of the initial worries. So using a Power Star 1 let me just get him into the corner quickly, and it refreshed my read debuff, of course, which is great to take less damage from the hazard shift debuffs. And as you can see, he is at 6% health, and we're at 89% health. So basically no risk in this fight. And then we do a combo, and I tried to end it and throw an L1, but this was just dumb. And we eat a combo because of that. But it's Rintrah, we're not worried, and we just finish off the fight. He corrupts me at the end there, but again, not a worry because it's Rintrah, he's tanky as fuck. And yeah, next up we have the Sersi on 34. Pretty easy fight with Rintrah. I've done it on 47, and it's quite slow there because of Aspect of Evolution. It can be really annoying for Rintrah, but on node 34, it's fairly quick. 2 L2s will end it. And yeah, here we get our first parry going, and yeah, we're basically good to go at this point. Trying to get Sersi into the corner. I did not play great at the start with spacing, but we're back on track. We just gotta bait this L2, and then we'll be good to go. And yeah, we're gonna throw this first L2 with barely any ruptures. Just want to throw it at this time so we're in a good position to get ready for our second L2. It crits there and almost kills. I was not expecting that to do well at all, so I was just doing that for spacing mostly. But here, now we're ready to go for our second L2. We do this little trick just to ensure that I can get as many ruptures up. We have 34 ruptures, this L2 is guaranteed to kill, and it crits for a bit of overkill. Very quick fight this time since I got the cycle lined up properly, which was quite nice. And yeah, now we've got a Mojo 147. We have some read debuffs to help here with just nuking this fight. We have full Suies, we have an R4 Nick, we have pretty big boosts on the usual. Snake Fury, he's going to end this fight quickly. We want to do light combos to just not have to worry about as much power. And yeah, as you can see, Mojo is melting quickly. I forgot to turn Dex off, and I realized like right after I entered this fight, oh fuck, I forgot to turn Dex off. So then I was a little bit worried about having Dex on, but then I realized, oh, the fight's over. It doesn't matter. Throwing this L2 was a little bit risky. If it didn't crit, that was going to happen, but it worked out, even without the crit, which was nice. And then for my final fight, I have this Quicksilver. You take a lot of chip damage here from Brute Force and the Whiplash and everything, but Nick Fury has a second life, and that's the main reason you're going for him. Quicksilver, he's not particularly hard to fight in my opinion, he just has a lot of chip damage, so using someone like Nick Fury who doesn't really have to worry about the chip damage at all is a fantastic way around Quicksilver. I mean, you're taking the chip damage, but as long as you aren't worried and panicked when you go into your second life, no amount of chip damage is really going to be a worry for you. I've done it on node 22 with Nick Fury before, so I knew I was fine. And here, this was timed poorly. I thought I still had my 5 charges, but I did not, so that intercept let him evade, get a bit of power. Not a big deal, but it's a little annoying. The nice thing is Quicksilver cannot punch you from his evade, but he still gets the power gain there, which is quite annoying, but it's not a problem really. We bait this L1. I was hoping to bait an L2 there, so I wouldn't have to worry about as much power, but it's fine that we baited an L1. And now he's being really passive, which is basically just the story of Quicksilver, especially on a node like Brute Force. He's always passive, but yeah, and here we're gonna do a combo and our L1 and it will kill. And yeah, that's this war over for me. Fairly easy fights for myself, at least fairly safe ones. Not necessarily easy mechanically, but fairly safe fights for myself. And yeah, really good to find out that Rintrah works for that 18 Knull, gonna make that fight basically not an issue ever again, and that's great. And yeah, take care guys.